Fresh meat.
Hey everybody, Butcher here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Ultimate Hunter Coah build. This build will rely on a speed-based build that actually lets you pick fights when you want to, lets you get in there and get in the action, or get out if you need to, and just be an ultimate hunter overall. This allows you to get some amazing kills. Let's get into it. Okay, the first talent we're going to be taking is 3 Sure-Footed. This will allow you to go down slopes at very fast speeds. And the next talent we're going to be taking is Strong Legs, which will allow us to go uphill at very fast speeds. Then we're going to be taking Endurance. Endurance is actually one of the most important talents you can take on Coah in this build specifically. And the reason that is not to help us run a little bit longer, it's actually to help our stomp. A lot of this build relies around traversing the map a lot, and you use a lot of stamina, so when you actually do find a fight, and you need to stomp them, you actually have the stamina to do so, because when you stomp, you can see my stamina bar slowly going down. So we want that to be as maximum as possible, especially if we're fighting something big. The next talent we're going to be going into is Turn While Stomping. Coah's hitbox is already kind of busted, so having the Turn While Stomping gives you that much extra surprise when you go in for the stomp and can turn a little bit more. It helps so much, especially if you have the 5. It also helps you, like as you're charging down the hill, it helps you actually get your stomp so you don't stop. So it's very important you get Turn While Stomping. The next talent that we're going to go to is Swiftness. 3 out of 3 points. If you have 5 Swiftness, it's unbelievable how fast you are, especially paired with Sure-Footed and Strong Legs. And then if you have Endurance to run even longer, it's just amazing. The talents all work together very well on Coah and make you a very agile predator. The next talent we're going to be taking to quiet us down is Sneaky. 3 points will allow you to rest and not give off a scent. If you have 5 points in the Sneaky, it will allow you to not have any scent at all, so you cannot be tracked. So 5 Sneaky is very important in this build. It's very good, very deadly. The next talent points we're going to be going into is 3 Heavy. This will allow us to accelerate a little bit faster down the hills and allow us to keep our momentum on flat ground after we've gone down the hill. Very important talent here as well. The next talent we're going to be going into is Sharp Horns. 3 out of 3. This gives us a massive damage boost, and not only do we want this for the damage, but we also want it for the massive bleed it gives off. It's so important, especially if you're fighting something, let's say with high health, like perhaps an Appa or something like that, and you get that bleed loaded up on them quickly so they can't heal. Or even Size. You can do this to Size, but I wouldn't really recommend fighting Size on this build because there's no way to get away from them if you do engage. You can engage on smaller ones, but the big ones are kind of off limits with this build. We aren't taking Unbreakable or Strong Bones, so keep that in mind. The next points we're going to be putting into is a little bit different. Everything has been 3 points so far, and we're actually going to tier it down and start going into a little bit of a 2s build just to get these important points in. So we're going to be taking 2 out of Element. This doesn't actually do much for us unless we find ourselves in the water, but this is really just a filler to get down to the rest of the talents. The next 2 talent points we're going to be taking is 2 Persistence. This actually helps us a lot with our stomp. I don't know if you noticed earlier or not, but I didn't run out of Endurance, but I ran out of Persistence when I stomped. And if you have 5 Persistence, you can stomp a lot more than if you were to have none. So this is really good, especially fighting Rexes, keeping them away from you, constantly stomping them until they die. It's very good. The next 2 talent points you're going to be putting in is 2 points in Brawler. This just gives us a nice damage buff overall. And the last point we're going to be taking is Earthbreaker. This just allows us to stomp a little bit faster, keeping that Rex out in front of you, making sure he doesn't get behind you. Very important that you take that 1 point in there. If you do get 1 point in it, that's great. On your next reincarn, you can take this exact build and still put 1, and then you have 2. It's not an incredible difference from nothing to 2, but it still does help you in that little time gap that Rex is trying to get behind you, or Acro, as a matter of fact. So yep, there you go guys. This is the Hunter Speed Coah build. It's very effective at getting kills. You will never be heard because you're sneaky, you're so fast, you can get across the map in no time and then get around people, do whatever you have to do to get the kill, and then it also has big damage access. I hope you guys like the build. Let me know how it goes for you. See you guys on the battlefield. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, buddy.